Yan. So, welcome for today's lesson. So, we will be discussing trigonometric and hyperbolic functions involving complex numbers. No, so konting review lang muna tayo, no. So, review. Yan. So, we all know, no, that the exponential form of our complex function is, or rather complex number is, e raised to j theta. 'Di ba? And this is equivalent to what? Doon sa ating trigonometric form na cosine theta plus j sine theta, no? So, yan yung ating exponential at saka yung trigonometric form ng complex number. And if we are going to substitute or use theta as if it is the complex number, no? So, siya yung complex number natin, yung theta. Kasi yung theta lang naman pwede magbago dyan eh. Diba? So, we will have e raised to j, z, is equal to cosine theta, or rather cosine z, plus j sine z. And if we have e raised to negative j theta naman, rather negative jz, we have cosine z minus j sine z. Diba? And let's say, no, kapag ka inad natin yung dalawa, no, itong dalawang ano natin, yung conjugate natin, no, so we have or rather conjugate tuloy. Oh yeah, conjugate siya pero in terms of z naman. So let's say if we add them both, we have e raised to jz plus e raised to negative jz, no? So this will be equivalent to cosine z plus j sine z plus cosine z minus j sine z. And alam natin, no, na makaka-cancel yung j sine z natin kasi negative yung isa eh. Diba? So, pag pinagsama natin, we have e raised to jz minus e raised to negative jz. This is equivalent to 2 cosine z. And since, diba, ang hinahanap kasi natin dito actually is the ano yung equivalent kapag yung complex number ay naging internal function ng cosine, ng trigonometric function sa atin, in this case yung cosine. So, divide natin sa 2. So, therefore, we can simply say that cosine z is equal to e raised to jz plus yan, plus e raised to negative jz over 2. No? So, ito yan. No? This is our first formula. So, yan yung first formula natin. No? So, next we have, no, paano naman pag pinag-minus natin? Kasi kanina pinag-add natin. So, if we have e raised to jz, no, ulit lang, minus e raised to negative jz. So, this will be cosine z plus j sine z minus cosine z na. Kasi minus na eh. Diba? Then, magiging plus to. Kasi negative times negative is positive. We have j sine z. No? And kapag in-evaluate natin, makakancel of course si cosine z. So therefore, may iiwan is e raised to jz minus e raised to negative jz is 2j sine z. No? And since sine z lang yung nahanap natin, di-divide natin to by 2j or j2, no? j2. So, we have sine z is equal to e raised to jz minus e raised to negative jz over j2. No? So, ayan. Ito yung ating cosine z tsaka sine z. No? So, of course, that's for the trigonometric. No? Pero kapag ano naman, kapag hyperbolic naman, no? So, ang lalabas is we have the hyperbolic cosine of z is actually mawawala lang yung j part, no? So, e raised to z plus e raised to negative z over 2. no? So for sin z, since z naman or hyperbolic sin z, we have e raised to z minus e raised to negative z over 2. So yan yung dalawa. Ayan. Okay? So meron din tayong identity, no? So sabi, cosine hyperbolic cosine jz equivalent daw to sa cosine z, no? Then we have si sin jz naman. This is equivalent to sin z. Na ganun din, no? If we have cosine jz, we have cos z, ba? And if we have sin jz, this is equivalent to sin z. No? Ayan. So, yan yung dalawang equality natin for trigonometric and hyperbolic. Okay, so aside dito sa formulas natin na to, no, meron din tayong ginagamit na identity. So, ano ba yung identity na ginagamit natin? So, we have cosine z, no? Sabi, yung cosine z daw, this is equivalent to what? Cosine x cos y minus j sin x sin y. Okay, so ang ginagawa ko pala tandaan dito, pag cos, sin. Now, magbabaligtad sila ng pwesto. No, so kapag ka sin, 'di ba alam natin yung sin theta, 'di ba equivalent nun ay sin theta sub 1 cosine theta sub 2 plus cosine theta sub 2 cosine theta sub 1 sin theta sub 2. So somewhat ganoon din yung dito sa complex number natin, no? So we have sin x or sin x, no? Cos y, sin x cos y plus j cos x sin y. No? Yan yung sa taas may correction tayo. So, wait lang. Ayusin ko lang, no. Baliktad pala. Sin x sin y. Ayan. Hindi pala sila babaliktad. Now, pag cos yung nauna dito sa left side, magiging sin din yung nasa right side. No? Trigonometric din yung nasa right side. Then, ganun din naman. Kapag naging cos naman to, so we have cos x, na mauuna naman yung cos. Then cos y plus j sin x sin y. May ganun dito sa kabila. Sin z is what? Sin x cos y plus j cos x sin y. No? Ayan. So, yan yung mga identity natin for for this topic, no, na trigonometric and hyperbolic functions involving complex numbers. So, example tayo, of course, no? So, paano ba mag-solve ng trigonometric and hyperbolic functions, no? Involving complex numbers. So, number 1, we have, ang tinatanong sa atin dito, what is the value or equivalent of cosine ng 3 minus j4. No? So, ito yung pinapahanap sa atin. What is the cosine of 3 minus j4? So, alam natin, no? Ano ang formula natin for cosine z? We have e raised to jz plus e raised to negative jz over 2. Diba? Diba? So, ito yung gagamitin natin, no? So, we have here e raised to j times 3 minus j4 plus e raised to negative j 3 minus j4 over 2. No? Ito yung pinapahanap sa atin. Then simplify natin yung exponent. We have e raised to j times negative j, that is, j squared is negative 1 times negative 1 is positive. So, magiging 4 plus j3. Diba, inuna ko lang yung buo. No? So, plus negative j times negative j, that will give us negative 1. No? So, kasi j times j is negative, times negative is positive. Pero may isa pa, times negative is negative. No? So, we have negative 4 minus j3. No? So, that is minus j3 over 2, of course. Okay? Next, alam natin, no, na rules of exponent, if we have a raised to m plus n, diba this is equivalent to a raised to m times a raised to n, diba? So, gawin natin ganun yung exponent natin, no? So, kailangan kasi natin siyang ma-convert from exponential to ano lang, yung rectangular form lang natin, no? So, we have e to the fourth times e raised to j3 plus e raised to negative 4 times e raised to negative j3 over 2. And alam natin, no, na ang form na r e raised to j theta, no, ito yung exponential form natin, no? So, this is equivalent to r angle theta. No? So, yun yung gagawin natin dito. So, we have e raised to positive 4. Yan yung r natin, no? E raised to j theta. So, yung e at saka j, hindi mo nagagalawin yun. Kung ano yung may iwan, yun yung theta mo. So, that is 3. Plus, e raised to negative 4 angle negative 3 over 2. No? So, that's how you convert from exponential to tawag dito, phasor form, polar form, no? So, next, evaluate natin itong polar form na to, no? So, syempre gagamit tayo ng calcu. Ayan, usog ko lang ng kaunti, no? Ayan. So, let us first put our calcu into complex mode. Of course, make sure na naka-read yan yung complex mode, no? That is mode 2. Complex mode. So, we have e raised to 4 angle 3. No? So, this is equivalent to what? We have here 54 or negative 54.052 plus j 7.705 plus e raised to negative 4 angle negative 3. So we have what? Negative 0.018 minus 0.0 j 0.003. Ba? All over 2. Okay? So, actually, no, pwede yung, ano yan, rektahin na, no, sa calculator. No? So, pag nirekta natin sa calcu, pinakita ko lang yung, parang, ano ba yung step by step, no? Pero, eto, evaluate natin siya as if buo siya, no, yung sa taas. So, we have e raised to 4 angle 3, diba? Plus shift ln para lumabas e raised to negative 4 angle negative 3 over 2. So, this will have, ayan, ito yung answer natin, no? So, we have negative 27 negative 27.035 plus j 3.851, no? So, ito yung sagot, no? So, that is the cosine of 3 minus j4. There is another way na mas simple and mas straightforward no? So by using identities. No? So solve natin siya using identities. So sabi no, ano nga given natin? We have cosine. We have cosine ng 3 minus 3, 4. And ano yung identity natin for cosine? 'Di ba we have cosine x, cos y, 'di ba? Minus j sin x sin y, 'di ba? Sin y. Actually, this is a way to test no kung tama ba yung sagot nyo dun sa taas. No, tapos substitute natin. Okay, remember, 'di ba? From our complex numbers a, x plus jy, x is the real part, y is the imaginary part. So, kukunin natin yon. We have cosine of 3, cos ng yung imaginary part natin, that is negative 4, minus j sin 3 sin negative 4. No? So, pag in-evaluate natin yan, actually, pwede natin i-type lahat yan sa calcu. No? So, we have cos 3, hype 2, no? Para lumabas yung cos, negative 4, plus I, sin 3, sin negative 4. No? So, we have, ito yung sagot, yung kanina. Okay. So, we have here, double check natin, no? So, may discrepancy kasi sa sign. Let me just check. Ayun. So, plus yung napindot ko, this should be minus. Ayan. So, ayan. This should be plus. No? So, nagkamali lang ako napindot sa calcu. Pero should be minus. So, we have, ito, no? So, yan yung answer natin. Negative 27.035 plus J 3.851. No? So, yan yung ano natin. Parang shortcut method, no? Ayan, informal shortcut method using identities. No? So, yan. Okay? So, next we have letter B, no? Yung second example natin. Sabi dito sa second example natin. So, we have B. Ang hinahanap is hyperbolic tangent ng negative 1 plus j. No? So, we all know that hyperbolic tangent is equivalent to hyperbolic sine, of course, nung same internal function over yung nasa baba is hyperbolic cosine. Okay? And this is equivalent to what? Diba yung e raised to, ano natin? E raised to z. Pag hyperbolic, walang j, no? E raised to z minus e raised to negative z over 2 over e raised to z plus e raised to negative z over 2. No, so, makakancel yung dalawang 2. No, and may iwan na lang is e raised to z minus e raised to negative z over e raised to z plus e raised to negative z. Diba? So, substitute natin ngayon. We have e raised to negative 1 plus j minus e raised to, magpapalit ng sign kasi negative to, no? So, we have 1 minus j over E. Copyahin nyo lang. Magpapalit lang yung sign sa gitna. Ayan. So, next, no? So, using yung property natin sa multiplication with exponents, di ba? So, we have E raised to negative 1 times E raised to J, di ba? Minus E raised to 1 or E times E raised to negative J. Ganun din dito sa baba. Papalit lang ng sign. Ayan. The next, no, convert natin from exponential to trigonometric form, no? So, we have E raised to negative 1 or trigonometric tuloy. Phasor form pala. So, we have angle 1. No, kasi bakit? Ano ba yung theta dito? Di ba 1? Minus E angle negative 1. Ganun din sa baba. E raised to negative 1 angle 1 plus E angle negative 1. No? Tapos pwede na natin to i-type sa calcu as is kung ano yung nilagay natin. So we have, nabas ko lang yung calcu. Ayan. So we have here E raised to negative 1. So that is shift E raised to negative 1. Angle 1 minus E alpha alpha exponent, no, para lumabas yung E na walang exponent. Or pwede rin naman, kung sanay na kayo doon sa exponent, lagay nyo na lang 1. No? Pero wag nyo ilalagay 0 kasi 1 lang lalabas doon. Okay, so we have negative 1 over E raised to negative 1 angle 1 plus E angle negative 1. Ayan. So we have 1 or rather negative 1 0.084 plus J 0.272. Ayan. Ito yung ating answer, no? So ayan. So paano naman yung ano, no? Syempre may shortcut method dito using the identity, no? So again, magiging ano lang siya, yung hyperbolic sign ng ano ba tayo? 1 negative 1 plus J, 'di ba? Over hyperbolic cosine ng negative 1 plus J. And this is equivalent to what? 'Di ba? Sin cos sin, 'di ba? So sin negative 1 cos positive 1, no? Plus J cos negative 1 cos positive 1 over, ganun din sa baba. Pero since cosine hyperbolic cosine, so we have cos negative 1 cos positive 1 plus J sin negative 1 cos positive 1. So type lang natin to sa calcu ng ganito, no? So natatakpan lang ng calcu pero yun siya, no? So type lang natin, pakita ko sa inyo paano siya type. So fraction, then sin no, negative 1 cos positive 1 plus I, no, para sa J, shift cos negative 1 cos positive 1 over cos negative 1 cos positive 1 plus I sin negative 1 cos sin ano na to? Sin, hindi to cos, sin to. Kasi cos cos, sin. No, ayan. So, let me correct that. Ayan. So, that is positive 1. So, yan yung answer, no? So, do we have the same answer? Oops, let's check. Oops, teka. Paano ba natin i-edit pa? Sige, ulitin natin. No, so, we have sin, cos, sin. Ayun, sa taas. Ayan. So, sorry for that, no? Sin, cos, sin. Ayan. So, yun pala yung mali ko. So, retype natin, no? So, we have, ano yan? Sin, ulit, sin, -1, cos 1, diba? Plus I cos, -1, sin, +1, over cos, no? So, cos -1, cos +1, plus I sin -1, sin +1. Ayan. So, yan. Tama na. No? So, we have the same answer. Ayusin ko lang, no? So, yung Q and ESD natin. So, we have here negative 1.084 plus J 0.272. So, we have the same answer. Ayan. So, ganda, be careful para hindi kanina naduling ako, no? So, be careful on solving such problems. No? So, that's ano, no? That's how you evaluate, no? So, gamitan I prefer using identities, no? Kasi mas madali siyang, straightforward siya i-type sa Calcu. No? So, depende kung ano yung bet ninyo gamitan, no? Or pinapagamit sa inyo ng prof ninyo. So, that's it. I hope you guys are doing well. Stay safe and God bless.